Hello, Keith here with Math and Games. Today we're doing PanzerLeader Situation 1, or as they call scenarios now. They're called so-called Situation 1, Utah Beach. We're on turn 7. We have the American indirect fire phase. I have fire coming down on this hex right here. And it's not going to affect the rifle unit, but it might affect, and I'm hoping it affects that howitzer unit. So that howitzer unit defends at 1, and I have 2 firepower on the indirect fire, so it's going to be a 1-to-1 -2. I'm hoping for a low roll. And I got a 2, 1-to-1 -2, so the howitzer is dispersed. I really want to eliminate that howitzer. The reason being is I'm about to do a close assault against that hex, and they have, if I can get rid, could have gotten rid of that howitzer, the defense value would have been just 8, but now the defense value is going to be 9, and it's going to be a 1-to-2 -2, and kind of pointless. But anyways, enough of that. So I'm going to remove that indirect fire marker. All right. Can I call a new indirect fire the same turn that I use indirect fire? Let's see. I think I can actually. I don't see any rule against it. So let's see. Oh, I have to roll for scatter too on the indirect fire. So let's roll for scatter. 6. Widely dispersed, so no units in target where X were attacked. So that means that I'm going to have to delay that attack another turn because I don't even get that dispersal. All right, so I'm going to call the same indirect fire for the next turn. It's going to be turn of resolution 9. Target hex is BB6, BB7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. BB6. Okay, American movement phase. So that puts that tack off for a turn. Now we move over here. I don't have vehicles, so no vehicle movement. No, leg unit movement. Close assault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be a 1-to-2 -1. Ooh, 1-to-2 -1. 1-to-2 0. They are dispersed. And they're going to keep on being dispersed and dispersed and dispersed because I don't have enough firepower to actually take them out. How about over here? Over here we have a 29, is it? 10, 18, 9, it's 27. Yeah. No, 29. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus is 13 to 29. Oh, that's 1-to-3, so it's going to be 1-to-2 -1. And it's going to be 1-to-2 with a 2. And they're dispersed again. Wow. Okay, what a surprise. And my attack isn't going on over here. And that's it for the American fire phase. Well, I could do a, right here, I could do a close assault against this card. Why not? It's going to be 2-to-1 +1. I mean, -1, 2-to-1. 2. That car's dispersed. Why not? Okay, so that's the American fire phase. Now we have the German turn. Actually, it is turn 7. No, it's turn 8. Ugh. Okay, I'm making myself dizzy here. Turn 8. All right, Germans do not have any indirect fire, anything to do for any indirect fire. Direct fire, Germans don't have a direct fire. German movement phase. Just move that over there and unload. Well, yeah, why not? They're going to unload. Probably die next turn anyways, but oh. And that's it for the German movement phase. And the Germans do not have close assault. So, dispersal. And that will be turn 7. Now we're going to be going to turn, that was turn 8 complete. Now we're going to be going to turn 9, or the Allies' turn. Indirect fire against this hex. Again against the mortar. It's going to be 1-1, -2. And that mortar is, oh, first I have to roll. 4 is for the disperse. See if the indirect fire actually hits its target. And hits one of the 6 adjacent hexes, so I have to roll for scatter. All right. 5. So north is that way. 5. So it's going to scatter into that hex. AA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be ineffective. All right, I'll just continue that same indirect fire mission. I'll just do it next turn. Okay, American movement phase. Let's go over there. Yeah, it would have been, if I could have taken that howitzer out, would have actually had a real chance against this unit over here, because this unit was in the open on a bridge, and I would have had a 1-1 -2, roll a 1, it'll be a 1-1 0. What would a 1-1 0 be? That still would have been dispersed. So Americans really do have to concentrate their forces here. All right, let's go over here to the left. We got 6. Well, we got, actually, no, we got 16. And it's going to be a 2-1 -1. Roll. 2-1 -1. Guess what? They're dispersed. Yep. What an incredibly evenly balanced scenario. All right. What do I got over here? Those units are not dispersed. So I got a 1-2 becomes a 1-1 because of the engineers. 1-1 -1. I get a 5, so they're not even dispersed. So the Germans will actually do some damage. All right, that's it for the American turn. I gotta make sure all these are not dispersed. So that mortar was dispersed. There you go. Okay, so now it's the Germans' turn. The Germans do not have any indirect fire. Do they have direct fire? Yes. They have the mortar and they have this howitzer. The mortar is going to attack this infantry unit at 1-2. Nice. So one of the rifles platoons is dispersed. Howitzer is going to attack the machine gun unit 1-to-1. No effect. So the howitzer and the mortar both fired. I'm not even going to mark that. I know they both fired. No, all right, I'll mark it. Getting good habits anyways. Okay, that's fire. Now movement phase. We're good. Oh, if I move this cart, right? So if I move this cart into this hex, it actually changes the odds of any indirect fire against that mortar. All right, what else? I believe that, well, I can do a close assault here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 16. That'd be a 1 to 3 minus 2. Why not? Oh, it'll be a 1 to 2 minus 2 because we have engineers. Oh. 1 to 2 minus 1. So they're all dispersed. And since one unit was already dispersed, and that was a DD, I'll make sure it was a DD. Yes, it was a DD, so that unit that's already dispersed is moved to the destroyed screen, and the rest of those units are all dispersed. And I believe that is it for the German phase. So I'll remove the fire markers. And I gotta remove the fired marker from the mortar. This is a really easy scenario. I'm tempted to play it again. Remove dispersal. Okay, so that's it for turn 9. Now we're going on to turn 10. All right, so I'm going to do my same old indirect fire over here. And it's not going to have any effect even because they have 3 units, so. Americans are going to have movement. See what happens here. All right. Over here, we're going to have a 1 to 2 minus 1. That's going to be dispersed. Over here, we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yipes. We're going to have a 5 to, we're not even going to be able to have an effect there. Over here, we have a 1, 2, 10. So I'll have a 1 to 2 minus 2 over here. Yeah, 1 to 2 minus 2. Oh, 1 to 2 minus 2. 1. It's going to be dispersed. Well, the Americans have gotten to the rolls, but they just haven't arranged their pieces really well. Okay, that's it for the Americans phase. Americans lost this big time. Now the German phase. Let's see if the Germans can do some damage here, actually. So I can't do any close assaults. Well, I have 3. I can attack that machine gun unit. Add a 3 to 1. Oh, yeah. Was that dispersed this turn? No. Gotta remove the dispersal, too. So we have direct fire. We have 17 firepower against 16. So that'll be a 1 to 1. I'll roll it. Why not? And I think I rolled a 1. I did roll a 1, I think. So those are all dispersed. 10 the game. Over here, we got 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, first of all, I got the mortar. And those are not dispersed. I forgot I didn't remove the dispersal last turn, so. So we got 1 to 2, straight up, no effect. Then we got close assault, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll be 9 to 16. It'll be a 1 to 2. It'll be a 1 to 1 minus 2. And these units will end up dispersed, and that is the game. Okay. All right, so that was it. So I changed the rules up a little bit. where I said that rather than the Americans getting one of the three that they name and they keep secret, they would have to get two of the three, any two of the three. Unfortunately, spreading the American forces out against the German forces out, it basically became a wash. The forces were evenly balanced, they were in the city, and they kept on dispersing each other. So the better way to play that would have been pick one of the targets, spread the Germans out equally amongst all the different targets, and play. Because the Americans really do have to concentrate their forces in order to capture any of these targets. And the Germans are going to be able to see what the Americans are targeting fairly early, because they're going to be able to see where the Americans are concentrating their forces. So I don't know the point of the Americans making their targets secret. I guess it just prevents the Germans from, abandoning a position. Like, if the Germans don't know that Meriden, which is the town on the left, is not the target, and I put even one American unit over there, that's going to pin down at least one German unit over there. Same thing over the bridge. And the bridge, Ardain and Nice, those two towns are close enough together where if I start the American units, in the middle of both of them, it kind of throws the Germans off balance a little bit, but not much, because eventually the Americans are going to have to concentrate their forces. So it's an interesting scenario, I do think. Okay, that's all. Thank you for the quick video. I will see you. Now, the next turn, we're going to have Omaha Beach. This is a monster. All right. This is a monster. It has amphibious tanks, it has naval fire throughout the scenario. It just has a lot going on. So it's going to be a lot more interesting than this. I would like to play this. I have so much to do, but it would be interesting to replay this and pick one of the towns and see the way it works out with the Americans concentrating their forces. But